Andrew Tate was just released on house arrest. All right. Now, I'm going to play you guys the footage, and then we're going to get into some of the backstory of this case and the legal implications and so on and so forth. All right, here we go.
Controversial influencer Andrew Tate is released from custody in Romania months after his human trafficking arrest. As Law and Crime Network reported, Tate was arrested back in December, along with his brother Tristan and 2 others on counts of organized crime, human trafficking, and rape. Romanian officials say they coerced 6 women into believing that they intended to enter into a marriage/cohabitation relationship. Authorities say the 6 victims were physically assaulted and mentally coerced. Months before his arrest, Tate took to social media saying allegations of sex trafficking were false.
It's not true. And I was swatted just like anyone else was. And if I had actually hurt anybody, the Romanian police would have me in jail.
Known for his
That didn't age well.
misogynistic social media posts, Andrew Tate boasts millions of followers on Twitter where he frequently discusses the Matrix. His account has remained active in the months since his arrest. He's also been outspoken to the media, claiming he was arrested on false accusations.
They know we've done nothing wrong.
Andrew, is the Matrix?
The Matrix, Ray. It's the Matrix.
There's no justice in Romania, unfortunately.
Did you hurt any girl?
Of course not.
Multiple videos show Tate and his brother maintaining their innocence.
You're getting closer to the truth.
Is he holding the Quran?
Yeah.
Ask the judges. You're getting closer to the truth. The story you should be covering is what evidence is there against Christian Tate. There is none. That should be the story on the news. The police have fabricated the evidence. There's no evidence. Please cover that story. There's no victims.
Upon his release, Tate has been ordered to stay in the building where he lives unless he receives judicial permission to leave. So far, no charges have been brought against the Tate brothers or their 2 Romanian associates. This is a developing story that Law and Crime Network will continue to follow, bringing you the latest Andrew Tate developments as they come in.
All right. So, Ray, have you been keeping up with any of this?
Some, not all. Like, I know that, I know what happened. I know that, I know who he is. I know what he stands for,
This is them getting released today.
God bless you, Andrew.
I just want to say that the judges today made the right decision. I respect what they've done for me, and they will be vindicated in their decision because I'm an innocent man and I can't wait to.
That's Tristan. They look rough, by the way. There was rumors that he was having all kinds of health conditions, and so he did push-ups and read the Quran. So that's what he did. So they said he used the lover boy method. Are you familiar with the lover boy method?
I know the lover boy.
Okay, so
it's a clean way of saying pimp.
Yes, it's luring women with the appeal of being in a romantic relationship with you, and then pulling a bait and switch.
Yeah,
that they're forced or manipulated or coerced into.
If you love me, you will do this for me.
Yes, SCX work. Okay, and so that was basically what the allegations are by these 6 women.
Right.
The issue with this, there's just 2 lines of thought process. One side is that the dude put out courses about this. He talked about how to build your OnlyFans catalog with women, all that kind of stuff. So there's like him saying this stuff, self-snitching, basically, out of his own mouth. The flip side is in Romania, they held him since December without filing charges. A lot of times in solitary confinement. So that's the tension that we live in, is that they were able to hold him,
which is wrong.
Still haven't filed charges,
which is wrong,
right? And have let him out.
Wrong. It's wrong according to the way the U.S. law works.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, because for us, we believe in innocent until proven guilty, right? You need to have some type of substantial evidence to get a level of a warrant or something like that. But here's my problem. My problem is that this all boils down to 2 things. It's 2 different personas.
Okay.
I believe that there's Andrew Tate, the real person, and then there's Andrew Tate, the personification, social media version of himself.
The character that he's kind of playing, but it's hard to distinguish what's fact and what's, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. And this happens a lot with rappers. There's rappers that never held a gun ever in their life. And they talk about they do a caricature. They're like a WWE character. Yeah. And they talk about guns that they never had. Yeah. But then guess what? They invite violence into their lives.
That's a fact.
And then it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yep.
and they speak a gun into their lives, literally.
Yeah.
It comes literally into their lives. Now they feel like, oh my God, now I gotta get a gun.
Yeah.
When I was never that guy to begin with.
Yeah. Well, because the line gets blurred between streets and music industry.
Right.
And so in his case, we don't know what aspects of this was hyperbole and for clicks and entertainment versus what parts of them were actually luring women.
Right. And we don't know. It happens to many different people in the industry. I'll give you a perfect example. There is, who Cardi B is now and what she wants to promote now and who she wants her kids to perceive her as, right? And who she was and how she built and that who she was and who she built herself out of. You get what I'm saying? That persona.
Yep.
People are allowed to change, right? But it takes time for the general public to come with you too.
Yeah, that's good, man. And so I don't know how this is going to play out. I think it's kind of wild that this can happen to someone from an allegation standpoint without charges being filed in another country. However, based on all the stuff he said out of his own mouth, it is not outside of the likelihood that they are potentially guilty of some of these allegations.
Absolutely.
And therein lies the tension. What I don't like is I don't like playing the victim. I don't like you poking the bear over and over, talking about how Romania, you can get arrested in Romania, and Romania can, you can just walk in, give them money, they'll let you out. And he kept poking, kept saying, I got 8 passports, I can go wherever I want. Like, you kept poking. And then the moment they clap down, all of a sudden it's the Matrix and they're coming to get you and they're doing this. Nah, bro, this was self-imposed. This was self, and you make a fair parallel with rappers, man. Rappers do the same thing. And what did we just see happen with Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Absolutely.
We saw poking, Test My Gangsta. He talking crazy for years.
Right.
Cooperated, and then in Florida, he finally got jumped. He got beat up, brutally beat up. And my heart broke for the kid because I don't want to see anybody brutalized like that.
It's also lame.
Yes.
It's also lame. And another thing is that, like, remember, like, he hasn't been on social media for a long time, even talking that way. Okay.
Yep.
So it's like we don't. Again, it takes time for the general public to catch up.
Yep.
But one of the things is also like, isn't Andrew Tate originally from Britain?
So he was actually born in Southside Chicago.
Okay.
Born and raised here because dad was in the military, and then when his mom and dad split up, then he moved to live in Britain.
Okay, but he became a boxer and lived most of his life in Britain, correct?
MMA, yes.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so
Kickboxer.
Yeah. My whole question is this. Romania seemed like a great place for him to start a business.
Hello.
So now all of a sudden Romania's the bad guy? So I have questions about that, right? So, why couldn't you build your business, in Chicago or in London, right? What brought you to Romania, right? Or what kind of women did you find in Romania that you couldn't find in those other places?
Yep.
Right. So these are all these types of questions, because if for me, if you play the lover boy side, then it seems like you can get away with a lot more in Romania, and there are a lot more people who are more vulnerable to take advantage of in Romania.
That's a great point. That's a great point, and I think it's man. I think that's a great point. And so I don't know how this is all going to play out, but yeah, I think this is the crazy part about like content nowadays is that you can't have these nuanced, complicated thoughts, right? Like you can't be like, oh man, like I don't want anyone to be mistreated judicially in another country.
Absolutely.
I also don't want women being trafficked.
Yeah, me neither.
Like I also don't want women being lured to another country, assuming that they're going to be in a marriage or some sort of cohabitation. And then you get there and under whatever coercion or however threatening the environment was, they're in and doing something else that they weren't prepared for. So I'm with you. I think that's a great take. And so we'll see how the Tate situation plays out.
And hopefully for him, it's fair.
Yeah.
So just because I don't personally like the guy doesn't mean I don't want him to have a fair chance with the media and court and even people getting to know why he did what he did.
Yeah, that's good. If you guys want to see Ray Rock, a regular on here, let us know in the comments, man. Because I'm trying to figure out how we can get him out here at least once a month. You know, if the amazing Liz Castro would be willing to come to California once a month.
Come on.
Yeah, man. So if you guys want to make him a regular on the channel, consider partnering with us on Patreon.
Yes, for $5 a month.
Keep us independent and never having to make
lame commercials like this one.
Our friends at Genucel Skincare have exciting news to celebrate in 2023.
Using Manscaped during my showers after workout has given me much more confidence.
And that's where Mud Water comes in.
True Classic has got your back.
All thanks to the sponsor of today's video, SayMine.com.
Established Titles is your opportunity to earn the title of Laird or Lady. Subject to credit approval, rates range from 7.99% APR to 19.99% APR, included 0.50% auto pay discount.
If you don't want us to make ads with brands you don't care about, sign up for our online community for as little as $5 a month to keep us independent and ultimately answering to you as our boss. You get all sorts of benefits like daily replays of our after party streams, exclusive access to our Discord community, and early access to our podcast interviews, all starting for only $5 a month.